Well, we'd like to welcome everybody to our online service today. It's so good to be with you guys online. Greg, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic. Hope you are.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully you are recovered from Christmas Eve.
It's a fine time to say that.
I love saying that.
We're walking by faith,
That's
right?
right.
We're recording on December 23rd. You just lost any illusion of this being live,
I just
Greg,
figured I'd
and
do
you
it this
killed
time. You typically do it.
I typically ruin that. Yeah, Christmas Eve for us in the
Yep.
moment is tomorrow night, but we're recording this time today, and it's good to be with y'all. We take off this last Sunday of the year to give everybody some rest and some time with their families. It's quite a busy time leading up to Christmas Eve for us here at Upward, and the church family, the volunteers, the staff teams have worked so hard to pull this off for Christmas Eve, and now everybody's getting a bit of rest. So just rest and enjoy your families today. Don't feel any sense of guilt at not being here physically or anything like that. We want to just come together, and we do this every year, and celebrate the year that's behind and kind of look forward to the year that's coming up. So we got a lot to talk about from last year. 2025 has been an incredible ride at Upward Christian Fellowship, and I would kind of describe it as a ride. It has been some year. It's been so exhilarating and sometimes exhausting, and we really walked by faith. I told Greg earlier, I said, I feel like we're like a plane that's come through a battle and won the victory, and we've kind of skidded on the deck of the carrier, shot up a little bit and tired a little bit, but we made it. That's sort of what it feels like. We made a rough carrier landing, and here we are safe, mission accomplished. But it's been quite a ride this year. A lot of joy.
You know, when you think about, going back into January of last year and then kind of looking back over the last 12 months, I don't know. I mean, I think we had some ideas as to what this year was going to look like and how it was going to feel, but I don't think any of us really understood what God was going to do and how he was going to show up and provide for his people and his church over the course of this year. And it really is an incredible opportunity just to look back and celebrate that.
It's been an amazing year. We accomplished 2 major projects in 2025.
Yeah.
And looking forward to them throughout 2024 as we planned, I just didn't know, honestly, if I was asking too much or trying to lead too much at one time. We talked a lot about that with ourselves, with our consultants, and said, man, can we do all this? We had a parking lot that had to be paved. We're out of parking everywhere, parking on gravel, parking in the yard, everywhere. We knew we had to have a parking lot, and that's $1.4 million right there, the parking lot. And then the multi-site, the campus at West, we prayed and worked on that, and that was over $500,000 in equipment and all kind of startup to get that thing going. And we were able to do both of those 100% debt-free. I wish I could go back and talk to us in January of this year and say, hey, guys, everything's going to be okay. Because in January last year, we had maybe $600,000 in the bank for this, and we needed that to be 1.9.
Exactly.
So we raised $1.3 million just for the expansion fund, and we're able to do all that, excuse me, without incurring one penny of debt. And I just think that's amazing. You guys gave over $5 million in total this year to fund our general budget and above and beyond for expansion. So you gave $5 million over that, and we gave away, just preliminary numbers we've given away about $800,000 this year, which is crazy. And
that right there is money that had nothing to do with being used on this campus. I mean, every dime of that $800,000 is going out to further ministry through other organizations or different ministry partners that we have.
I've never seen a church give that far above budget for something like this. I mean, Christmas offering now, it's about $324,000 now that we're giving this year to help families financially to adopt children. And, I mean, it's just amazing to see what God has done. It's just been unbelievable to me.
You said it a lot to us, but, just really pausing and thinking about the generosity At this time right now, there is a brand new book that is out right now. Keep the Change. If you haven't ordered your copy, go to Amazon, order your copy today. Written by Pastor Andy. But I mean,
make a great New Year's gift.
Leave a review, all that kind of good stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, get it. Leave us a good review.
It's a great book to start off 2026 with. But
a lot of people are too. It's been great.
But I remember as you were writing that book this year, you kept saying over and over again, God's still writing this story of generosity in our church. And watching that generosity play out this year, and in all honesty, there were times I was like, is there anything left to give at this point? But sure enough, the statement that's in the book over and over again, that you've said over and over again, you cannot outgive God.
Told the publishers, that book was supposed to be done in July.
Mm-hmm.
That was the initial plan, and it just wouldn't come to me. I worked hard. I worked on Fridays all the time. I worked on that book, and it just wouldn't come to me. And all of a sudden, I realized the last chapter, we're writing it now.
Mm-hmm.
So chapter 10 of the book is basically what happened this year, after it all. And we landed it there, and it got done exactly when it was supposed to and told the story. But it's been an amazing year.
Obviously the story of generosity and how God has provided this year is a big part of what we've seen happen in 2025. Yeah. But man, there's other things that took place in 2025 as well. We say it a lot as well, that the best thing that we ever see happen is when somebody surrenders their life to Jesus Christ, right? I mean, that's what it all is about. And we see hands go up every single week, and sometimes it can get, just a little bit a habit when that happens. But do you know how many people we've seen on this campus give their life to Christ this year?
Tell us.
It is, as of the end of November, we haven't even calculated all the numbers in December yet, 562 people.
That's just unbelievable. So awesome to think that in our services, that's just on campus here. That doesn't count people we've led to Jesus outside, just right here, 500, well over 500, probably 600 years in, said yes to Jesus. And that's just been that in itself is just amazing.
Church, what I would challenge you with at this point in time is not to let that just become old and a habit and just like, oh, okay, we've seen people say yes to Jesus. Nope. Life-changing news, people going from death to life. 562 people are promised life and eternal through the course of this year, through the ministry of this church.
Amazing. Thank you, Upward. Just thank you for who you are as a church family. It's just it's a joy to lead this body. It really is.
We also had the highest number of baptisms we've ever had in the course of our church's history. This year we baptized 82 people. This year, going public with their faith, we saw 82 baptisms.
That's amazing.
I mean, I don't know, man. You don't see that. You don't see that all the time. You don't see that everywhere.
You're baptizing every month now.
Yeah. We've got a tremendous team of guest services volunteers that work really hard to make everybody's experience exciting when they drive up on this campus or at Upward West, from the parking lot to the coffee and the greeters and stuff like that. Well, because of the environment that's been created, we saw 611 first-time guests step foot onto Upward Flat Rock and Upward West this year as well. 611 people that got introduced to us for the very first time this year.
I think we probably had the highest percentage this year of first-time guests take that next step, haven't we? It's been a pretty incredible year of that.
Absolutely. So, we were doing something called the Upward Journey, and about halfway through the year, we made a switch there where we transitioned over to something called First Step, just a real quick 15-minute class people can pop into, get a free cookie as well, and hear a little bit more about the church as well. And I think we've seen about an increase of about 40% since we did that as well. So people are getting engaged in the life of the church. They're not just coming and checking it out one time and leaving, but they're actually getting engaged in what God's doing here.
Yeah, that team's done an incredible job, along with the others. I mean, we've just had the staff has done such a tremendous job this year. They're all just hitting on all cylinders, working hard, being productive. It's been amazing to watch these teams grow.
We talk about the generosity, but it's not just about generosity financially, but people are giving of their time as well. And a big push of what we do is getting people out into the community, to serve. I
Yep.
know one of the big things that I remember when you were talking about this several years ago about, let's not be about ownership, let's be about partnership, and let's partner with organizations in the community that are making God smile. And so at this point in time now, we're sending resources, whether it be financial or volunteers, to 30 different SMPs in our community. That is organizations, that's schools, that's nonprofits, that's the sheriff's department. It's a wide range of organizations that we're partnering with.
One of the chapters in the book is called Partnership, Not Ownership.
I think I read that somewhere.
I hope you did. Yeah. Required reading for you.
That's exactly right. When you think about 2025, and I know we spent a few minutes at the very beginning talking about the generosity, and that may be the answer to this question. If it is, that's fine. But when you think back and you look back over 2025, what are you most thankful for what we saw God do this year?
Obviously, salvations has to take the top of that list, and the life change stories in people's personal lives touch me deeper than anything else. When I hear I've been sober for a year because of a decision I made here, I hear that kind of thing.
Yeah, sure.
My marriage is saved. I have all kind of people holding these babies. We prayed for babies.
Yeah.
Not all of them have come yet. Some of them are going to come in 2026.
Right.
But when I see people coming in holding those babies we prayed in, when I hear somebody being healed, as an organization, I am so proud that we stayed out of debt. We didn't go anywhere with our hand out saying, give to me. We went to give to people. We stayed out of debt and were generous at the same time. That's just amazing to me that we gave away $800,000 at a time when we were spending so much on parking and multi-site. We stayed generous and stayed out of debt. And I think that is a witness to people, to the community, to the world, what God can do when you're generous.
As you're saying that right now, I'm thinking of a couple of stories that took place in the last couple of months of organizations that reached out to us. They had a situation that came up, and there was somebody else that was supposed to be able to meet this need, and for whatever reason, they weren't able to. And so the first call that they made was to Upward to say, hey, listen, we had this situation come up. It was taken care of. It's not anymore. Is there any way that you could help out with this need? And in every single scenario that I know about, the immediate response was yes.
That's amazing.
It was, yes, we'll meet the need. It is, yes, we'll take care of that.
We won't tell who they are, but it's amazing where it comes from.
Yeah.
It's amazing that organizations in the community are starting to see the Church of Jesus as a resource that will help them.
Yeah.
It takes time to do that.
It does.
That's not something that happens overnight.
No.
But not just Upward. There are other churches doing this, but that's on their radar. I had a pastor of a great church in eastern North Carolina. He's heard our story. He said this year we gave away at Christmas $75,000 to a ministry in the community.
Wow.
He said we never would have done that except for Upward's story. He told me that in those words, and I thought, man, we're being able to touch other churches and other pastors, and I'm so thankful for that. That's the dream, is that beyond Upward, we're being a model to other places in a lot of ways, and that's so exciting to me.
We had the principal of a school stand on our stage just last week and said, we want to thank Upward, who is our strongest and best community partner that we have.
That's cool.
I don't have words to be able to express the feeling in that moment.
It's again, we all know it's not about Upward.
No.
It's not about look at Upward, but it's about the Church of Jesus Christ is being seen as a resource, not as a drain, not as a group of people out there asking for something, but people who say, how can we help? And that's a huge win. So I'm so proud of that.
So this year's been fantastic. It's been wonderful. It's been great, but it also hasn't been without its challenges. What would you say was probably maybe a challenge that we saw, but man, you just saw God come through as well within that?
I think the challenging thing going multi-site is, and we've talked about this doesn't surprise you, a lot of church, a lot of resources, a lot of volunteers, a lot of people in one location.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to two, you really get spread thin.
Sure.
So we have more people coming than we've ever had before, more volunteers working than we've ever had before.
Yep.
But they're spread out all across the county. You know what I
Right.
mean? We're in 2 locations instead of 1. And that's really been a challenge. It really has for us because you have to send really good people away. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's like from the sending campus here at Flat Rock, we've sent some fantastic people to West to go do things and volunteer and worship and teach and lead kids and everything. So it's been a challenge. It takes a while to kind of recover from that and strengthen the organization, you know, as you've spread everybody out. But it's been incredibly victorious. I mean, the attendance at West has been excellent.
Yep.
Salvations at West. We
Yep.
celebrated our first baptisms at West
Yep.
this week. Understand the tank got too full and we splashed people.
Maybe a little bit, but that's okay. I may have had some wet socks when it was all said
Greg
and done.
had wet socks. That's a victory right there. But it's just been incredible how well it's worked. But it has been a challenge to take
Sure.
this incredible group you've built and spread them out thin over a location. And
Yeah.
I feel that. And I know our teams feel that as well.
You know, it certainly has been a challenge, but one of the cool things that we've been able to see with that too is new people stepping up and stepping into new roles. People who maybe would have thought, there isn't maybe the church doesn't really need me in any kind of serving capacity. Have now stepped into roles, and they're not. In some of those roles, they're not just serving, but they're helping to lead certain teams and are doing an incredible job at it.
I see so much excitement. I think the setup and teardown teams at West, they're the real teams I've got to see in action.
Yeah.
I've been over to West Campus about 4 times.
Mhm.
Only one of them was during a service,
Right.
and that was a quick over there and back. I've been over there doing setup 3 or 4 times. They are so enthused. Those teams are just excited to get there at 7:15.
Something wrong with those people.
They're happy.
They are happy. When out of everything that we talked about so far, is there any story or any testimony that you have that you've heard, maybe somebody shared with you or anything like that, that when you think back to this year's, like, man, that was a hallmark moment, that was a high moment for us, and what we saw God do?
There are almost too many to really share.
Yep.
They're just, I have to be careful that it doesn't become commonplace to me. We'll get testimonies of people online that watched online
Yeah.
by chance almost.
Yeah.
And God just opened their hearts and brought them to Jesus. I'll get cards from people in Massachusetts and Ohio and all over the place who say Upward has changed our lives, and we can't wait to be with y'all online every week. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? I'll hear that. Guy told me the other day he had it was a friend or a family member once. It was a couple months ago. He said he'd been trying to get him to come to church, and he hasn't. But then the guy said, "Would you just watch his service online?" And he said, "Okay, I will." And weeks later, he said, "I've been sober now for X number of weeks." And it was after I watched that service.
Wow.
And that's the reason. The biggest thing that hits me, though, is that people who are far from Jesus come in here and their defenses get lowered. And they start seeing something. They see that church can be different. That type of thing.
Right.
To see someone who's far from God take a step towards Jesus after hanging out with us is the most rewarding thing of all. And we've seen that regularly. I mean, I love that.
I think for me it is when I get a chance to walk through the doors of Flat Rock or at West. I love seeing the number of kids and teenagers that are not just here, but that are involved in some type of serving capacity. You can't walk through the front doors of this church without getting your getting a handshake from a young person or
From a little kid.
from a little kid.
You'll be leaning down to shake the greeter's hands. I think that's
The cafe
incredible.
The cafe has young people in it. Our kids' classrooms have volunteer leaders that are kids that are in there as well.
like families work in the cafe.
Yes.
I see that.
Yes.
I love that.
And I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking about it, how fortunate I feel to be in a place where both of my kids, 13 and 11, have found opportunities in places where they weren't told, you got to wait till you get a little bit older, but they've been given opportunities to jump in there and to help take care of a baby, or to, Christmas Eve, they're both caroling out front. They're both a part of that. That's, I love being in a place, and not just here at Upward, right? But I love being in a place where I see not just God working in my kids' lives, but using them to meet the needs of others.
That's right. That's awesome.
And so
It's happening.
that's a testimony from my vantage point
Can't beat
from
that.
this year.
Can't beat that.
Well, as great as 2025 has been, we are excited about 2026 and what is on the horizon and what God's going to do there. So I'd love for us, and we'd love to hear a little bit from you about what's exciting for you about going into next year.
God's got some great plans for 2026. We've got a lot of plans. We want to make sure our plans are His plans.
Right.
We want to make sure we're following His plan. I talked in August about how we were, from Isaiah 54, about enlarging the tent, lengthening the cords, and strengthening the stakes. And in 2025, God has enlarged our tent.
Yes.
One location is 2 locations. One sanctuary is 2. One children's ministry is 2. So we're in both sides of Henderson County. So our influence has grown. We have people attending West that have never been to Flat Rock. They've never been in here.
Yeah.
When I was there,
I was about to say, you met a few of them for the first time.
New families that I didn't know, which was so much fun. He's enlarged the tents. We've definitely had to lengthen the cords.
Yep.
So when you talk about being stretched thin, you lengthen the cords. I think 2026 is going to be a year of strengthening the stakes, of driving the stakes down in the ground of things that will never change at Upward.
Yeah.
There are some stakes and some things that will never change, as big as the organization and the body may grow. In fact, the bigger it grows, the deeper you have to drive those stakes. So we're going to make 2026, it's going to be a year of a lot of talk about discipleship, about coming to know Jesus closely. I want us to get close to Jesus in 2026, and not that we're far from Him now,
Right.
but there's been so much work and so much busyness and so much activity, and I don't think the busyness is going anywhere, but I want us to focus this year on getting close to Jesus personally, driving those stakes deep in the ground. I want us to read the Bible in 2026 together. We are going on a journey together with everyone who will. I read regularly through the Life Journal reading plan.
Mhm.
It's on the YouVersion Bible app, or you can download it and you can buy a Life Journal somewhere
Right.
online
Yeah.
and go through the reading plan and do it that way. But we're going to read through the Bible together, everyone who will, in 2026 on that plan. We'll be reading the same thing every day, which will be cool. Anyone that wants to join that plan through the app, you can just download the Bible app, and then there is if you'll search for Upward Christian Fellowship and set us as your church, we will be pushing the Bible reading plan out through that, through the church section of the app, I guess is the best way to put it. We're going to read the Bible together starting January 1st.
That's
and
good.
If you miss a day, you can always go back and catch up. I'm finishing my year right now, so I'm playing catch up on a few days I've missed this year. But we're going to read together. We're going to pray together. I have determined I'm going to start 2026 with 21 days of prayer and fasting. And for me, that means I'm going to push away one meal each day for the first 21 days. I'm going to skip a meal, and I'm going to spend that time talking to Jesus. And we're asking God for His guidance, for His wisdom, for His blessing in 2026, for His hand just to rest upon us. That's what we need more than anything.
It's good.
So we're going to read the Bible together. We're going to pray together. We're really going to focus on discipleship this year. We've got a discipleship process fairly well outlined. I know you and Leanne and her team, they've been working really hard on this. So we're going to be rolling that out this year, and I'm really thrilled about that. That's going to be a good thing. It's one thing to grow large, but it's another thing to make sure that we're all growing close to Jesus through it all.
Yeah, that's good.
So we've also developed some really powerful vision statements for Upward. that will guide us over the next 5 years. And these are nothing new. This
Right.
is us coming back to who we are
Mhm.
and driving those stakes down in the ground. And those will be vision statements like how many people are going to serve, how many volunteer hours we're going to give to the community over the next 5 years, how many people we're going to put on a foreign mission trip. That's one thing we're reviving. These are goals we had set about 2020 when COVID hit, and that rocked everybody's world, and we went into
Everything changed.
Yeah, it did. So we're getting back to some of those things that God dealt with us about then. So service hours in the community, mission trips. We're going to look at expanding and what we can do at Flat Rock to make room, and potentially within the next 5 years do another campus somewhere as God leads. I know that's scary.
Everybody
for
just took a
some
big
people.
gulp.
Yeah, hey, we're gonna set goals about how many people we're gonna take through a personal discipleship plan. We're gonna get very intentional about that. How many gospel conversations we have in our community, how many people actually share their faith, training of leaders, water baptisms. We're going to set some strong goals over the next 5 years, and those are going to be exciting. We're finalizing those and praying over those as a church leadership. Make sure we've heard from God on those. We're going to be rolling those out very shortly.
Oh, that sounds exciting right there. That
It's
sounds
gonna
really
be.
good. Yeah.
It's going to be.
With everything that we get a chance to look back and celebrate over 2025, it's also pretty inspiring as well to know that, man, there is more that God wants to do.
We told everybody the front wall of the church has started expanding for us already.
That's
The
right.
front wall out there is expanding with or without us. So we're going to have some good work going on there.
Love the idea about spending time this year just getting closer to Jesus.
Yes, sir. We can't live without that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's been a busy year, and it's been so busy, everybody's been working hard. We expanded, did that. I've been writing a book, got a grandbaby, got all kind of wonderful life change and
Sure.
all. I just felt
Daughter
God
got married.
Huh?
Daughter got married.
Daniela got married. Yes, it's been wonderful, just incredible. In the midst of it all, it's like God's been dealing with me, especially these last few months. Don't get so busy that you miss out on that personal relationship with me. So I'm going to be spending more time with Jesus this year. I just decided I've already blocked off time just in my weekly schedule and said this is just going to be God time.
Right.
And so I'm going to be drawing close to Jesus, and we're going to be drawing close to Jesus in 2026. And consequently, we're going to see him do some things that we've never seen before.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
It's been a great year, and looking forward to what comes next.
I'd like to say this church body again, thank you. This year has just been a dream come true for all of us. I tell Upward all the time, obviously Jesus gets the glory, but you guys just make our dreams come true all the time.
Yeah.
All our ministry dreams have come true again and again and again because of your faithfulness and being a part of this family. So thank you. Just want all of you to have a wonderful rest of this holiday, Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll be back really soon, starting, January?
Yeah, so we're back
4th?
Sunday, January the 4th.
Sunday the 4th, we'll be
Thursday
back in
is
action.
January the 1st, so we are not having service on Thursday night, but we will be back ready to go.
Sunday morning, January 4th.
Yep.
We'll all be back.
That's right.
Hit the ground running for next year. We're starting with a sermon series on discipleship called The Call.
Yeah,
And we're going to be talking about the call of Jesus to all of us to be with him, right?
that's it.
To become like him
Yep.
and to do what he did. And it's going to be really powerful. So
Looking forward
excited
to it.
about it. Love y'all. Happy New Year. See you then.